guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another episode of building a 650 wheel horsepower Honda D16 engine. This episode we're going to talk about front lower stabilizer bars or a sway bar delete. These babies here are custom made and I'm super excited with this episode because this is something that most of yours have not seen. But first guys, let's give a look to our sponsors.
iShorty Tech Engineering, located in Kissimmee, Florida. They specialize in Honda and Acura tuning, from a simple bolt-on to a full race engine or even a private dyno session. Chris and his crew could handle it all. Civic EE and EF of Texas sell parts, post photos, get help. Go join their Facebook club. You guys are not going to regret it.
So, what is this that I'm holding in my hand? This is a fully expandable, fully tunable, fully adjustable lower control arm stabilizer. These in particular are custom made by a guy by the name of Andrew Fernandez. They're based out of Tampa, Florida. Okay, they have a racing team, and when you talk about a proven part, they're testing these on their own vehicle. Is an 8-second CRX.
This is their 8-second CRX and test mule. If you want to see it live, you could actually see it at the Haltech World Cup Finals on October the 30th.
Plenty of fast. Look them up. Jokie Racing out of Tampa, Florida. Okay. The name of the builder is Andrew Fernandez. Buddy from Puerto Rico again. I'm sorry, like I've been telling everyone, I'm trying to stick with the people that give me the best support, and of course, you know, I'm gonna favor the people from the island where I'm from. So, once again, they're fully customizable. They expand and retract just like the traction bar link. These, basically what they do is they're gonna mount on the same spot as your front sway bar, and they are going to mount into another position in the chassis that I'm going to show you later. Okay, so what this will do, it will eliminate wheel hop. It's the first thing we're looking in these vehicles. Okay, by replacing the sway bar, you're gonna give it another mounting point, you're gonna stabilize in another point, give it another point, your LCA. Okay, so your front control arm, you gotta make it solid. You're gonna be able now, which is the trick, all of the guys that when I posted my traction bar video, they started mentioning I was gonna have problems with the traction bar having too much flex on the control arm side because I'm just giving it another point of rotation. And my only answer was, I've already taken this into account. Okay, the problem is going to be handled when the problem arises. Okay, so this particular part here, where it sits on the control arm, which is the stock location for the sway bar, is going to pull and stabilize that control arm from another point, giving it a negative point to the traction bar. I don't know if you understand me. Basically, the sway bar, the traction bar is gonna be pulling forwards or towards the front bumper. Okay, this link the sway bar delete is gonna be pulling towards the chassis, okay, towards the firewall. What that's gonna do is it's not gonna allow the traction bar, the links to the traction bar to move as other people were saying. Yes, I know there might be some issues with that. There might be some adjusting that I'm gonna need to do, a lot of suspension tuning, but I guarantee you, and it's been well proven, like I said, Andrew has an 8-second CRX. These are made exclusively for CRXs and you know, in 90s hatchbacks. Never seen one in the market. The other company that has something similar is, of course, Innovative, has the attachment to the sway bar, which is going to give you a solid mounting point. Basically, it's not going to do this, okay? And then K-Tune has a part like this, but it's not a direct bolt-on. This is going to be a bolt-on. Once again, what I'm doing is, no big secret, I'm doing the driver's side off camera, and then I come in and I do the driver's side on camera. Reason being, two things: I don't have space to accommodate my lighting and whatsoever, okay? In this corner, it's easier to record on this side. Second thing is, if you could do one side, you could do the other one. It's just basically a mirror image of what you're doing. And third, all of the problems I encounter here, like for example, previous episode, I had a seized fork, and stuff like that. I correct them, and that way I don't bore you. I could tell you about it because I'm not hiding anything, but I don't bore you with those details, you know, those issues on camera. So let's get this baby put in there. Let me show you how it goes. This is 15-minute install, and it does wonders to your engine. I mean, to your suspension, it's gonna help your transmission. Again, biggest issue with the D series is gonna be if you stick with the D series transmissions, they don't hold. Okay, I'm like I said, I keep saying this, and I might be caught in my own lie, but to this day, I am 99% positive that I'm gonna be keeping a D series transmission. Okay, so let me move everything, let me set it up, and let's get this puppy installed. Basically on this step, like I said, we're gonna be deleting the sway bar. So you're gonna need 12 and a ratchet width of 12. Okay, so you're gonna delete the body. You're gonna loosen the body. I have already done it because remember I already installed the passenger side. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the sway bar from the control arm. Oops, sorry, I had changed to a 17 without even noticing. So basically you're gonna remove once you do this, everything, like I said, this is like a 15-minute install, and mind you, I pressure washed all this before getting it in here. Unfortunately, you basically working on a vehicle that it was sitting in the same spot for like a year, and then before that, you know, who knows. So nothing's gonna be that easy. Rusted parts and stuff like that. And remember, this is just, again, a one-man operation. So once you take that out, this should remove the whole sway bar setup. I'm a big advocate of saving parts. Like I know, you know, I will own as many CRXs as I can, so I always tend to keep parts around just to, you know, I don't know what I'm going to be using it. So the way this is set up is going to be mounted from the control arm to the actual chassis. For the actual chassis, we need a 17, and if you move the camera right here, you're going to notice there's a 19 screw right in the chassis, which is going to be this one right here. So you're going to unbolt this one. This is a fairly long screw. Now try not to damage this screw, because you're actually gonna be reusing it. And the beauty about this kit is basically that it's going to create an almost perfect angle with the with the traction bar. So now you see this bracket here. You're just gonna put this one in there and put it back in the same position. So just hand tie it. And go back with it. Now you just want to leave it there and install. You're going to install. Kit comes with these 2 screws. Basically, screw, 2 washers, and a locking nut. So you're going to take your control link and first part that you're going to do is you're going to install the control arm section, and basically You know, they're both the same size. So you're just gonna hand tighten it. Okay, and then you're just gonna adjust it so you could actually fit it in there. So the reason I just want to present it there, I want to see what exact angle I need to put the bracket on. So I'll just put it there and basically tighten this a little bit more. And now here you got to move to a 19. See. Yep. So you just want to do a 19 and you just want to give it a couple of taps just to make it to where it's supposed to go. There you go, just nothing too crazy. You just want to make it firm enough to where you could actually set up the right angle. After you set up the right angle, just take it off. And I had somewhere around here. Oh, here we go. Just after you set up the right angle, more or less, tighten as much as you can. And once again, guys, you wanna be as careful as you can and tighten this. You know, make it go straight, number one. Number two, you want to have it. See, I went a little too far. You just want to have it to where you could play with it a little bit. Now go back. Yep, that's about perfect. Okay, so once you have the backside on, what you're gonna do is you have to put the front part, right? And you wanna get it as straight as possible. And to do that, you're just gonna adjust your traction bar to make it fairly straight. After that, washer and locking nut. So 19. Oops. And that's about it. Now make sure everything is nice and tight. Okay. These, once again, you're gonna have to realign the vehicle, but let me show you what the logic behind deleting the sway bar and having a lower control arm is. If you look here, right, you're gonna create almost a full-blown 90-degree, right? And you're gonna be able to, so if you have wheel hop, right, and you start correcting on the traction bar, the lower bar is gonna create a mechanism. It's gonna lock it and it's gonna bring it back. So it doesn't matter how much this side flexes or this side flexes. There's gonna be support from either of the two sides. So now, let's say we were tuning this thing, right? We're tuning it. Let's say we want to bring the tire forward. We're just gonna twist it. I don't see. So we're just gonna twist, right? This is gonna bring your tire forward. And then here, we're gonna lock it in place. So this is not gonna go nowhere. We'll hop at this point, figure your adjustable suspension, right? With your adjustable suspension with your LCA, your control arm being in a 90 is gonna eliminate wheel hop, and you're not gonna have as much problems as people tend to find with this, making this a fully movable part. Okay, you're not gonna have to, most likely you're not gonna have to weld this one. So guys, now that you've seen those lower control arms installed, they're a great addition. I paid on these, it was $189 shipped from Andrew. Like I said, this should be a proper suspension, a proper front suspension setup for a 9-second car. So full race traction bar, blocks, Drag Pro coilovers, and the Andrew Fernandez custom lower support. Okay, what's the object of all of these? You want to keep, number one, as much rubber as you can on the track, eliminate wheel hop, and another main reason you should be doing is to protect your axles, transmissions, and all that. You want to make your suspension as tunable as your car. Figure we're a lot of amateur racers, a lot of people like me, like how I started. We were putting all this money into engines and we couldn't get them to perform. So our cars were always in the shop. Okay, our cars were breaking axles, breaking suspensions, or you don't know how many times I went out drag racing, showed up to the house, next day I'm trying to turn on my car, it's stuck in second gear, it's stuck in first gear, whatsoever. So by doing all the things that I did in the last 3 videos, it should make the torque, it should translate the torque of the engine to the transmission to the wheels safely. Okay, I'll be able to put as much horsepower to the ground without that much damage, that much stress to my suspension components. Am I gonna break transmissions? Am I gonna break axles? Of course. There's no racer out there that's not breaking though. It's a common misconception that you buy a $6, $7, $8,000 dock box, spend you know, 10 grand on PPG gears, they still break. It's about, like I've said through all of my videos, it's about keeping the vehicle in the track longer than what it is broken in the shop. Okay, so big shout out to Andrew Fernandez. Thank you for letting me get a set of the lower control arm links. Guys, check out Jokie Racing, that blue CRX. It's a fast one. They're good people. If you're interested in getting a setup like mine, hit him up. You know, I think he posts a version of them on eBay. I want to say 189. He's always in the forums advertising. So guys, this is going to be once again a great build. I'm taking a little bit longer, but I'm going step by step. I hope you guys are loving the videos. Give me some feedback, send me some emails, and of course subscribe to the channel, Man Media TV on YouTube. Facebook and Instagram is Man Media TV also. Follow us. We're posting pictures. I'm gonna start doing some other stuff. Plus, again, September 22nd, which is my birthday, I'm gonna be giving out. We're gonna have a sweepstakes around the YouTube subscribers, the Instagram subscribers, and the Instagram followers and the Facebook followers. We're gonna be giving, in conjunction with iShorty Engineering, we're gonna be giving away a Honda OBD1 computer with a Honda board on it. Value of like $700-800. A lot of people have been emailing me, hey, that's exactly what I'm missing for my build. We're gonna be giving it away. So guys, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, and hit the notifications button. It's going to be a great build. I know once this thing is on the street, it's not gonna disappoint. Thank you guys. On to the next video.